All right, so we're going to go through the menu options. You'll notice pretty early on that the menu options and just the ability to find the settings that you're looking for is going to be a lot easier with the TDR350 than it ever was with the TDR300. Our improved display and increased size of the display makes that possible. If we go into the menu, the very first thing that we're going to see is a clear average option. A couple of different uses for that. Some people like to clear the average in order to create a line or a blank line in the data. Press select. Select again if we wanted to do it. The next thing that you will run into is rod length. Obviously you want that to match whatever size rods you purchased. The four options are 1.5", 3-inch, 4.8 inch, and 8-inch. And you'll also notice on the main screen, the size of rods is easily visible. The next option is going to be soil type. So just like with the TDR300, we'll have a standard and a high clay soil type that you can use. So we've also added sand as an option, which is based off of USGA sand. Obviously the TDR300 doesn't have the sand mode. That can influence whether or not those readings are as closely aligned as you'd like to see them. The next option that you find on the menu screen is the clear logs. The TDR300 could log up to around 2,000 readings. The TDR350 is going to give you more like 15,000 readings, and that includes GPS coordinates. Oldest data will be overwritten automatically, so it won't lock up the device and force you to go in and clear the logs the way the TDR300 used to. The next option is the save to USB option. You just remove the protective plug. Any USB stick that you already own can be inserted right in here. The USB should be a transfer device. It shouldn't be your primary storage device because the next time that you upload data from the device, it will overwrite whatever information is on that USB stick. That file will open automatically as an Excel document. Backlight is the next option. So with the backlight, we have the option of turning it off, putting on auto, or having it on continuously. Backlight in auto mode is going to display the light long enough for you to see what that last reading was. GPS is the next option on the menu. Just like with your cell phone, using GPS is definitely going to influence battery life. That's all just about the communication with satellites and trying to keep everything continuously connected so that we get good location. So similar to GPS, Bluetooth is enable and disable. Bluetooth obviously is what gives us our connection to the FieldScout mobile app, and then by virtue of the FieldScout mobile app, if we have a Spec Connect account, that's what automatically uploads the data to Spec Connect for further analysis. We have a couple of options with temperature source. There's a soil sensor option and an IR sensor option. The IR sensor is an upcoming accessory item that will be available soon. Soil sensor is a little bit misleading. It's surface measurement, and it is not actually an internal soil measurement. Temperature units, we have the option obviously to cycle between Fahrenheit and Celsius, just based on what your local preferences are or what is standard in your area. Moisture type is very interesting. With moisture type, we have three options. VWC percentage, which is going to be the natural mode of the TDR350, which uses all of the improvements to the meter to give us a much more refined and more accurate moisture reading. So it's going to include the EC value as well as some improvements that we've made to the calculation for the moisture. We also have what is called a period mode, which is just a raw reading. That's going to come in handy a lot of times in universities. They like to use the raw readings and do their own calculations for conversions. And it's also very helpful if you're calling our tech support. Sometimes the period readings can give them information that they can't get otherwise. We also have what is called a TDR300 mode, which will give you a moisture reading that does not include the compensation for the EC. And so that way, if you're taking your readings side by side with a TDR300 meter and a TDR350 meter, you'll be much more accurately aligned because they'll be taking readings in the same way. We also have the option to custom select what the auto off time is, from 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, or 60 minutes. So depending on your usage for battery savings purposes, if you're not using GPS, you can go at 15 minutes, whereas if you are using GPS, you might want to go at the 60 minutes so that you're not constantly having to reacquire satellites at each location that you stop and take readings. Based on the information that's received from the satellite, current date and time will update automatically. You also have the ability to adjust for the time zone, so it'll come in GMT, but then you can do the plus minuses that are most appropriate for your local area. You can also have it automatically update for daylight savings time. We also have at the very end of the list, there's a factory default. We also have just above that there is going to be calibration. So this is going to be where you would do your air and water readings for your calibration. Having that as the last thing on the list could be very cumbersome, but it is a rolling list. So we can actually, from the startup screen of the menu, we can actually scroll up 2 places and be right at calibration. So it's real simple. So if we go back to a read screen, you can see the VWC number is nice, large, and easy to read. With the TDR300, it was very easy to accidentally turn the meter off when you didn't intend to. So we've actually given it a press and hold. So you press and hold for about 1.5 seconds, and you'll hear a long beep, and the meter will shut itself off after that.